We're back. Sorry for canceling last week, guys. My dog was sick. It's fine though. We're still plugging along. Welcome in, guys. Welcome to Chapter 3 of Volume 5 of All We've Lost. This is our D&D5e Homebrew campaign. We're going to start with some player introductions. We'll go around the table, and as always, we're starting with Jay. Never mind, we're starting with Bones. Go, Bones!
Hi, it's me. I'm LittleBones309. I'm an indie gamer here on Twitch, but on Saturdays I play Olenya, everybody's favorite slut, courtesan, con artist, and warlock. For now. Hopefully nothing goes awry of that. Who's to say?
Who knows? Not me.
Bones knows. Bones doesn't know.
Bones is scared.
Joel.
Joel, I play Nick. And I'm also Tagless Raccoon in chat. And I'm here on Saturday morning to play in the game all week.
I liked it better when you speed run it, so can we?
And that's my introduction.
Jay.
Hi, I'm Jay. My cat pulled the plug on stuff. She said I can't play.
Oh.
She said only me today. I'm Jay. I play Aelif Sansei, an Asmar fighter. Specifically a blood knight, but we're gonna axe the blood bit. Yeah, you can find me on all social medias at the Yellow Cubes. You can mostly find me here though, when being a little nepo baby.
Mommy's
I
baby?
get special treatment.
Mommy's baby.
Wow.
Goo goo gaga. Hi guys,
Goo goo
I'm
gaga.
Myriad. This is my channel. We do a myriad of things on this channel, including art, variety gaming, as well as TTRPG content. And this game is rapidly coming to an end. We have 3 more episodes. How's it all gonna wrap up? I don't know. Depends on what my players do, I guess. Anyway, does anyone want to give us a recap?
I think Jay does.
I did it last time. I think
Fallen-
Joel has to take this one.
Voluntolding?
I think Jay does.
Why do I have to?
I
Sorry,
can
do
give
you
a
not
recap.
want a free nat 20?
I do.
I can give the recap.
No, you don't. No, you don't have to do that, Mary. Don't worry, Jay can do it.
Are you sure you don't want me to do the recap and get a nat
No,
20
I'll
for
do
myself?
it.
I
I'll
don't
do
want
it.
you to do that.
I'll do it. It's okay. It's okay,
Yeah.
Mom. Mom, leave me alone.
Alright.
We found our way down the mountain after, waking up from death. The Beathonwin people were still in their camp, thank God, because we'd been up there for way too long. They were already loading up their camp almost as if they were going to move. They're nomadic people, so that makes sense. Keely asked us how it went. We went, we lost everything. We asked her to take us to the edge of Turfian, and they do. As we get there, we meet the Tor people who traded with the Mornstead people for a long time. I don't know them because I wasn't poor.
Not a poor, sorry.
I wasn't a poor. They give us a bunch of tasks to accomplish, and we're all still kind of in our own heads as we process everything that has happened, death, the final goodbye until our actual deaths, to our loved ones. Olenya attempts to reconnect to Doulahan. Aelif talks to a woman who has lost her husband, and they share in their grief. We just need to get to Dunbrig, but we get very sad. We have 20 days before the next full moon, which is what they need, which is what the queens need to start their ritual. We are very behind. And now that they have all the tools, all the artifacts, they only really need the full moon, and we are about 2 weeks from where we need to be. We found a teleportation circle, which means that they are probably already there. Neck tries to ask his grandpapa to help. Grandpapa tells him to go fuck himself, which honestly,
So valid.
bad grandpa. That's all I'm gonna say.
Listen, you gotta learn your own mistakes, bud. I'm gonna hold your hand.
Fair. This is the man Aleph is backing for king. So, Aleph suggests we reach out to the Ring of Ash to smuggle us into the city, into Kumdov. That's we get smuggled into Mornstead. The bay is unguarded, unlike the roads. Basically, we just kind of sit for a day, and then we get picked up. Aleph takes them to her childhood home. Olenya asks Dullahan to tell her what's wrong with Sam, and that was a mistake that we come to find out because that man is jealous. But it's okay because he looks like Pedro Pascal. So
No, he looks.
No.
Lakin looks
Wait.
like Pedro Pascal.
what does Dullahan look like?
The guy from Måneskin.
The lead singer from Måneskin.
Oh, well, we accept a little toxic from that. That's it.
Oh, that's it. That's all that happened.
Well,
You definitely
well,
didn't
so-
reunite with a bunch of other of your family members and loved ones.
I assumed we were gonna get to that at the beginning of the episode because we didn't reunite with them.
I'm
yet.
retconning. You guys don't see anyone on the bay. You're all
Fine.
alone.
Two
It's
figures
dark.
shrouded in cloaks take us to the bay where a boat comes into the light, and we see all of Neck's family and Cyrus coming in on a boat.
Yes. So that is where we will open. You guys had stayed in Mornstead. You'd been smuggled into Mornstead by a couple of the Tor merchants who do business there. And you held up in Aleph's old childhood home, which had been basically used as military occupation during the war. So it's been kind of boarded up, abandoned. Aleph's father is dead, and her mother is likely presumed dead. So no one was there to greet you. And you all, the following day, were met with two figures. One, a very familiar figure, a tiny Kenku named Strummer, and a lizard folk named Thif, who was a little shady, a little weird. We like weird. And they told you that they would be able to smuggle you into Dunbreak. You just had to follow them. And so in the cover of night, you guys walked to the bay, a couple of miles out from Mornstead, and you were greeted by a approaching boat, a little sort of dinghy of a boat, small. It wasn't a ship by any means. And you were met with Cyrus, one of the members of the Ring of Ash and Aleph's boyfriend? Question mark, question mark, question mark. It's complicated? Question mark, question mark, question mark.
Not anymore.
Husband's dead. Time to get dick down, I guess.
I feel like Aleph would put on her Facebook wall that she's single like a Pringle.
And Cyrus was accompanied by Neck's mother, mother-in-law, and his two children, Tilly and Ellis. And the boat barely even hits the shore. And the two young girls are out, darting towards Neck. Daddy, daddy, daddy! And Neck, that is the only thing you hear before you are just tackled by two small bodies. They are bigger than when you had seen them last. It's been a couple of months. They are happy to see you, but there is sadness in their little eyes as they look up at you, each just grasping onto one of your legs. You see your mother and mother-in-law get out of the boat with the help of Saris, and they kind of just stand by and watch the reunion between father and daughters.
He'll like go to pick him up, and then maybe as he's like hugging them, realize that he probably can't lift him anymore, so he just gives him a big hug.
They're what, 4 and 3, 3 and 5? They're still little. You could probably pick them up. You're not like weak.
I mean, like, you know, because normally he'd like pick him up, you know, kind of like toss him up, you know. Can't do that, so he'll you know, he'll brace, lift using good form.
Ellis will sort of give you a little poke on your cheek, which has been hollowed out with the passage of time and the fact that you've lost a little bit of weight. Are you here to take us away?
I wish that was the case.
And Saris will step out of the boat. He is going to sort of clap hands with Thif and give Strummer a little pat on her little head, which she sort of trills at. And he will say to the girls, these two right here will be taking you to see your great-grandfather? He's unsure of the relation.
Neck'll just like, your guess is as good as mine, kind of look.
The girls will sort of recoil a little bit. You can see Ellis's face scrunching up. There are tears already forming in her eyes. She sucks her lower lip in. And it is your mother-in-law who sort of tries to tend to the children. She'll take Ellis from your arms. As Ellis starts to cry a little bit, Tilly is unhappy, but she's the older one, and she is a little bit more aware of what has been going on and a little bit more in control of her emotions than her younger sister. You'll meet us though. You'll come get us once we're there.
Nothing will keep me from you two. Then he'll kiss her on the forehead.
Aleph. Saris looks to you, and you finally get a good look at him in the light of the lantern that is hanging on the front of the ship. He has a scar that runs from his temple down to his lip. A couple of other scars seem to mark his face. You kind of glance down at his hands, and you can see that his pinky is missing. Clearly, he was in some sort of battle, a battle that you likely are quite aware of in Knife's Edge. But he looks a little unsure. He looks like he wants to approach you, like almost as though his arms start to go up, as though he's going in to hug you. But time has passed. He's unsure of where you both stand with each other.
Looks like you've been through a grinder.
He'll sort of like absentmindedly sort of scratch at the scar that is still pink. It's still fresh. Yeah, it's all right. Here, women like scars?
I was gonna say I kind of like it. It's new. It's different. And then I think she'll like run and give him a hug. And then just have that like sigh, the like just done. Almost as if she's been holding it in this whole time.
And you sort of sink into him. He's warm. He's a warm body. He is comforting. You smell this sort of cedar wood scent on him that is very familiar. And you exhale a breath that you have been holding this entire time without even really realizing it.
This sounds strange. The gods, they require our faith now more than ever. There's a fight that comes for us, and I'm celestial and infernal in equal measure, so, my blood magic could consume me, and I've stopped using it, which is strange.
He sort of pulls away from you. His hands are on your shoulders. Are you sure that's wise?
I mean, I could keep using it and turn into a monster, and I really don't want to do that because then I wouldn't be able to hug you. I just kind of want to eat you, I think.
He sort
Not
of...
in the way that I think would be great to eat you. Not what I meant to say. That was an internal thought that came out.
Yeah, it's external. That's
Yeah,
the
no,
word you're looking for.
Yeah, no.
All right, well, I trust you to know what's best for yourself. I think that using your powers will be detrimental, then do what you have to do.
Yes. Thank you for standing by me for so long. I don't know how much you pay that investigator, but you can stop now.
He sort of almost instinctively reaches towards like the breast pocket on his like outer coat, and that's where he's kept the letter that you had given him, still unsealed, still sealed. And there's a furrow to his brow as he kind of looks down at you, and there's like a sadness, and it's not his own sadness, it's a sadness for you. And he will bring you into another hug, and you can feel his lips pressed to the top of your head. Sorry,
Yeah.
Aelif.
I think she does. I think tears stream down her face, but I think she's not going to let herself like openly sob. She just, it's I mean, I knew it was a possibility, so it's not that surprising. But it's not what I would have wanted.
Do you require anything of me?
Stay by my side?
Always.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, always.
As long as you have me.
Okay. We can discuss that later.
And you note that Sif and Strummer seem to be sort of corralling Next family. And Saris will look to you all. I've tasked these two with taking Next family to Ruin. They'll be traveling through Beathanwa. I've heard that you've had some dealings with the tribes there. So hopefully it'll be an easy passage for them. Most of the time they won't bother us if we don't bother them. I'll be taking you all into Dunbrig, though.
I think by this point, Olenya's kind of given up on watching for another person to come off the boat. I think she's been sort of standing there at the shoreline waiting, and will look back at Cyrus and very pointedly remark, Well, let's just go then. Let's just move on.
He nods and he'll turn to Neck. Now's the time to say your goodbyes if there are any.
He'll kind of just go hug his kids and his mom's, mother-in-laws, and everybody. Just kind of probably wouldn't say anything unless anybody talks to him.
Ellis and Tilly will sort of, it's a little bit of a task to try and pry them from your legs as they've sort of glued themselves to you. And your mother-in-law will gently sort of usher them away, and they sort of sink into the warm and familiar embrace of your mother-in-law as she guides them away. And your mother will look at you and she'll cup your face in her hands and press a kiss to your forehead. Your mother has never been quite a woman of many words, and that's probably why her and your father get along so well. And she'll give you a look that says to be careful, a look that says to look after yourself, that there's trouble ahead, and she feels it. She has that sort of maternal instinct of something horrible is about to happen, and you are going to the very epicenter of it. And she will whisper a very soft, "I love you," to you before parting, not trying to make a big deal of it in fear of maybe upsetting the children.
I think at that, Nick would say it back, and he would also, he'd just say, "I'm sorry."
She gives you a pat on your cheek as she goes and joins the rest of your family. Sif and Strummer are kind of, well, Strummer for the most part is trying to now distract the children a little bit. Sif is talking a little bit quietly with Saris, and you hear him go, we're gonna go travel through more instead, and don't worry, we'll get them there, boss, don't worry about it. And Saris, to his credit, will sort of nod. He seems to be used to Sif's eccentricity. And then you will all watch as the group begins to walk down the trail. The two girls will just sort of, every now and again, you can see them kind of look behind, look over their shoulder. Tilly is sort of just waving sadly, her hand just lingering in the air in goodbye until they all disappear into the darkness of the night. Saris will gesture to the boat. Got a couple of days' journey ahead of us. We'll be traveling in the cover of night, so we'll be camping on the shore during the day. Try and avoid detection.
I think Olenia doesn't say anything. I think she just gets right on the boat.
Everyone else gets on the boat?
Yeah.
You all board the boat, and Saris begins to row. He's got 2 oars, and he is just rowing very slowly. Not that he's not in a hurry, but he is a smuggler, and he knows that sometimes taking your time is what's needed. And you all will travel through the rest of the night. As dawn begins to break, Saris will take you all to the shore. There is a tree line against the shore that you all will use sleep for the day before you will begin to travel. Is there anything you would like to do as Saris pulls to the shore?
Olenia will ask Saris, "Did you ask him to come?"
You can see him sort of purse his lips a little bit as he thinks for a moment. Not in a way where he is trying to decide whether or not he's going to tell you, but how he's going to tell you without upsetting you, and that seems to be something he's trying to consider. He doesn't want to upset you. We'd all asked him to come. He, regretfully declined.
Why?
He fears he is not the same man he was before you parted.
What does that mean? Nobody will sit here and tell me what that means.
And he looks conflicted. Sorry, Olenia, I don't think I should be the one to tell you. I think it should come from him.
It's awfully difficult considering that we're traveling very likely to our deaths, and he won't even show up here now to tell me. So I'll just die not knowing. Is that the case? That somebody I put stock into, somebody that I care about, won't tell me what's wrong with him. And none of you will tell me. My patron won't tell me. Nobody will tell me.
Sorry, Olenia. Truly, I am.
Sure you are.
Saris will get out of the boat, begin to set up camp. Anything else from you all?
No.
Is this the last time we get to do stuff before we're hucked into running for our lives? 'Cause
This is going to be, I will let you, if you, at any point, you have about 3 days travel to Dunbrig, which is coming up on the end of the 2 weeks that was allotted before the next full moon, and you can even see it now as the moon begins to fade from the sky. It is nearly full. But you will have 3 days, so within those 3 days, if there's anything you would like to do, let me know.
I think when they're on land, I think she's gonna sit down and kind of pull Saris aside and so I died.
He was like in the middle of like eating some of his rations, and he just full, like his entire top half of his body turns. You what now?
I died. So did everybody else. But that's not my story to tell. I died.
Like,
And
I'm sorry, and
yeah, no, you got your questions. Yes, of course.
so I'm a little confused because normally you when you die you don't really come back from it. You're
No, so could have been. No, I'm certain it was real. So there was a lady, and she beckoned us to go to her, and I can only assume that that was the matron.
You
And
saw the
that's-
matron.
It's really a case of what is it like to look at a god? It's more of a figure, like more of a representation of what she looks like. But I saw her representation as I think the rest of us did. And she was going to take us. And we laid out there for what seemed like forever. And then they came, and then the keeper told her that we were needed for something, and then we were back.
So she just let you live.
I think it was more of a favor that someone cashed in.
All right, well, that's... You know, that's
A lot?
crazy.
Yes.
I believe you. I definitely believe you. I think that's totally something that happened. You know, I'm not really like a guy of religion to begin with, so I'm like a little...
No, I get that.
That's a little weird.
No,
Are
yeah.
you... Is this something psychologically you want to talk about?
No, well, no. I think I got it down pat. I understand what happened, and it's honestly not surprising. I've been getting into a religion a little more. Not in that I'm, gonna go around killing people that don't believe in it, but I do think people should believe in it more because, we're on the precipice of something terrifying. So, it's something that we've got to think about more now.
So I just need to like say a little prayer every once in a while.
I mean, you can pick a patron. They've got a laundry list,
I'll think about
There's
it.
a list of them. Yeah. I mean, you don't have to. That's on you. It's just God's, they get their power from us. So it's all right.
All right, so a little prayer, every now and again, and then
Yeah.
gods. Yes.
Yeah, no, it was
Roll back to
the
life.
way you think right now. That's like we were all really sad, so I don't think we questioned it, but it was weird that we all saw the same thing.
All right, well, I'm just gonna keep eating and ruminate on this, if that's all right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was gonna. So, when I died, I saw the matron with my son, and I thought of my son, and then I thought of you, and then I thought of the many years of commitment you showed me without question. And that if that was the end, that I'd regret never seeing your face again.
I think Cyrus will sort of set down his food and take your hands in his. I love you too, Aleph.
Okay, good. I was getting to that, but I, to be completely honest, didn't know how to get to that bit.
I mean this with love when I say this. You're a little bit emotionally constipated.
I think it's the many years of marriage to somebody who is kind of a piece of shit. That's what I'm going to blame it on.
We're going to work on it. We'll work on it.
Yeah. But I love you too. Like a lot. Like a lot. Like if we found a temple and we decided to go into the temple and sign a lot of papers in that temple, I would not be opposed to that.
There's like a little bit of like a shit-eating grin that starts to form on his face as he leans in.
Stop that.
Yeah,
Stop smiling.
You're asking me to marry you.
I said that if there was a temple and there was many papers in the temple for us to sign,
sounds like a marriage proposal to me.
It is a contract between two people.
Where's my ring?
I'm gonna pat down my pockets. I think I threw my ring at him.
I think that you probably have a ring or something on you. Little trinket.
Yeah, I'll grab like a little. Can I say it's not like a ring? It's just like a little pendant that she like stole from somewhere.
Yeah.
She's like, I stole this from a very angry man, and it is in the shape of a little flower, and so I give this to you is like a ring, and we can mold it into a ring later. But this is what I have for now.
He's gonna say, "Go ahead, pin it on me."
And I'll like pin it on him. There you go.
And he's gonna dig in his back pocket, and he's gonna come out with a very simple gold band. And he's just gonna hold it out to you.
She'll hold out her little hand.
He'll slide it on your finger.
Thank you.
Don't worry, one of us was prepared.
It was not a spur of the moment thing. It was just I thought we'd have more time. And now that my husband's dead, I thought, fuck him. You know?
I mean,
hated
don't
that
fuck
guy.
him.
No, like, I hate him, so, you know, he can go fuck himself. But, like, he's dead, so I think he is. I don't know.
Welcome on in, Raiders. Hello, Jay. Hello, Lord Gasumbo. Welcome on in. Thank you so much for that raid, guys. Hello. Everyone. We are...
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
We are we're having a little moment. I think that one of our characters just got married. Maybe.
So there was no temple and no signing of papers, so I don't know. It's spiritual, really.
I don't know the legality of it.
Yeah, it's more
engaged.
It's weird.
Engaged.
They're engaged, yeah. It's engaged. She did get spoons from Ruin. I forgot about that. She has it in her pouch.
Oh, you want to give him a spoon?
Yeah, she always gets some spoons from places she's been, so she's gonna
He's
give him
got
a
like
spoon.
he'll like open his like little coat and there are just a bunch of spoons there.
He's just
it's
a
weird.
Is he a spoon dealer now?
He's a spoon dealer.
She's gonna give him the spoons from Ruin.
Hey kids, you want to see some spoons?
And he'll pick back up his meal as he accepts the spoon of engagement. And he'll start to eat.
Great. This is great. I'm gonna go check on my friends because I feel like they're having a bad time. And
he'll specifically just like look at Olenya and just nod.
I think Olenya is in her tent and she's not coming out of her tent.
Is there something that I can give her? Okay, I know you can't tell me. Did he not come because he can't, or because there is something that is changed about him?
There's something that's changed about him that he's ashamed of.
Okay.
I think he's scared to face her. He's scared of what her reaction will be. Scared of rejection.
I'll look down at his pinky and is it something like that?
He doesn't say anything or make any indication, but there is a look in his eyes that says very much yes.
Got it. All right. Yes. Yeah, and she'll go to Olenya.
Olenya's in her tent.
What's she doing?
The flap's down. She's moping. She's in a like cuddle puddle of her own cushions and pillows.
Looking disarrayed in a way that still is elegant and beautiful, and in a way that only Olenya can look disarrayed.
She's like, Yeah, like you know when you're really sad and you're like hugging a pillow to yourself and like you're being all dejected and stuff. That, but it's beautiful and stunning and perfect in every way possible.
You
That's
knock
what
on the
she did.
flap. Ring the
Um,
bell. There's a bell outside.
Yeah,
I
there's a
remember.
little bell. So I was gonna ring the little bell.
I think you hear like a harumph from Olenya, like probably equates to like what?
May I come in?
Yes. And she sort of like sits up and spruces herself up further.
I like to think that Aelif is still wearing the dress that like Olenya gave her. So she just comes in and she's like, I don't know how you move with these things. They're flips everywhere.
It's very drapey too, so but there are pockets.
That is helpful.
Yeah.
How are you?
Oh, I'm fine. I just got to watch my friends reunite with the most important people in their lives, and the person I find most important in my life doesn't want to see me. So, great, actually. So
Yeah.
funny you should ask.
I assumed something snarky was gonna come out. Which I honestly would be concerned if something snarky didn't. I'm sorry.
Me too, Aleph.
I don't think it's for lack of wanting to see you.
I just don't understand. I don't understand why he wouldn't come.
Why do you wear all your drapery?
I could not imagine being dressed in any other way. It makes me feel important.
If I lost something important to me, and if I lost any of who I've become, I wouldn't want to face anyone either. And from what I gather, that may be what's happening.
Perhaps I put too much stock in between Psalm and myself, and perhaps I care for him more than he cares for me. And so I would understand if there was loss of something he wouldn't want to face me. Certainly, most certainly. But if I lost something important to me, he would be the first person I would want to run to. That's just how I feel about the situation. And if he does not feel the same way, that is perfectly all right. There is a line of men who would wish to dote upon me, and he doesn't have to be in that line.
I'm gonna grab her hand and kind of squeeze, and I don't think I can't speak for him, but you are an interesting, strange person. And if I ever felt that I was of no use to you, then I would hide away and I would feel like I have betrayed you in some way. And not because I think that you only value me for what I can do for you, but because I only value me for what I can do for you. And I think that when you love somebody, the fear of not being the same, of not being valuable, it sits and it festers. And I think it gets worse when something really does happen. And maybe I can't tell you exactly what happened because I don't know. Cyrus lost a finger. And it seems like some may have lost a lot more.
I think Olenia gets up very suddenly and walks past Aleph to Neck and will take him by the collar of his shirt and pull her face to his face. You send a message to Psalm right this instant, and you tell him that if he thinks that him not showing up is protecting me from any use or lack of use for him, then he is sorely mistaken and he has hurt me a great deal.
Nick will look at you and he'll just say, I've messaged him a bunch for you on your behalf already.
And he still will not come. I think this just upsets Olenia even more, and she will let that go and look back to Aleph and say, there's your answer. Now, let me mope in peace. You're muted.
I will let her mope in peace, but I'll leave like a full flask on the table of just like hard liquor. It's like, there you go. Well, I suppose I will be going out of here. And I will like go sit by a tree.
Olenia's going to close the flap and very sarcastically say internally to Doulahan, well, there, you've got your wish. Aren't you so happy?
You don't hear, you feel satisfaction. And you imbibe on the liquor that Aleph had left you.
Yeah, I think she'll get drunk and then just go to bed. She'll just chug it as much as she can and mope away to her slumber.
You awaken. Well, maybe awaken. You don't know if this is a dream or not. And you feel a body against yours. You feel hands roaming around your body. You don't remember if you called to Doulahan. Maybe you did. He whispers in your ear. There is a way into the keep. Off of the bay. Beneath the third tower. Hidden passageway in the cliffside.
Olenia sort of very quietly whispers back to him. What do you expect me to do then?
You will make sure veil gets torn down.
What if I fail then?
Pray you do not.
I'm going to need something else from you then to ensure I do not.
You can feel the pressure alleviate from your body as he sits back. What will you have then?
A promise. As much of a promise a Fakin can give. See that nothing, absolutely nothing, can deter my power that you've given me.
In the dark of your tent, just the dim candlelight illuminating his face, you see the corners of his mouth stretch as he grins at you. You wish for me. Make it so that my power gifted upon you never be taken back.
I believe the word was deterred, but your interpretation of that is your own, is it not?
Well, I feel that I will not be really making out in this end of the bargain.
Doulahan, do you not care for me? Do you not wish to see me successful and alive, namely, and even more so, do you not wish to see me take the veil down? You can't on your own. You need me to do this. I need assurances that I am successful.
Olenia, I want you to roll me whatever check you think is applicable in this moment.
Okay. Here we go, baby. Performance.
Okay.
Because I have a +10.
Okay. Did you get a nat 20?
Making it 30.
He considers for you for a moment, Olenia, and you can see his dark eyes looking into yours. And he's close now, almost nose to nose with you. And you feel one hand grasp the back of your neck. No, Olenia. If I grant this boon to you and you betray me, there is not a corner of this earth that you can go to where I will not find you. And he seals that promise with a kiss, and you can feel a surge of untethered connection now between the two of you. Before, it felt like a trickle, like the wisp of a flame barely clinging to life, and now it's like a waterfall rushing upon you, a tidal wave.
I'm shaking. Olenia kisses back. And I think in this moment of shock in her own success, she is bolstered and empowered and shoves him back onto his back and takes control.
And the last flickering of flames of candlelight in your tent blow out. Days later, the moon is high in the sky, and starlight glitters off of Derek Trebay. There's a chill in the air, and luck seems to be on your side as fog settles, providing the small boat you're on with the perfect cover for the approach to shore. Even with the fog, Doulahan's keep atop Silver Spire Heights is easy to spot as it looms over the rest of the capital. On the cliff face, below the third tower, just as Doulahan had said, is a little crevice, big enough to sail the boat into. And Saris looks back at you, Olenia. How would you have brought this information to the group?
I think that she would have used verbiage that Aleph and Neck would probably understand that it was Doulahan who gave her the information, but she would have spoken so secretly using just the words "my patron," and through a night of deep meditation, it was given to her.
Cyrus? Well, Cyrus is a rogue. You've seen him use a little bit of magic. You imagine he might be some sort of arcane trickster type rogue. But he is not well versed in the ways of different types of magics, especially magics in consideration to patrons. Clerics, divine, any sort of thing like that. And he will take you on your word. He'll take you at face value with that. And he'll kind of like, oh, all right, nice patron you got. And he will begin to sail towards the small crevice in the cliffside. And once you enter, you may have been expecting almost a network, a stream that might lead further into the cliffside, further into and underneath the city. However, what you find is actually just a small cave, just big enough for you to sail your boat into. There is a little wooden and rotting cleat to tie the boat onto. Clearly, this place has not been in use very often in perhaps the last century or centuries. And there is a single rusted door etched into the cave wall. Cyrus brings up the boat and he ties off the boat, securing it, and he'll help each of you out of the boat if you wish it. Don't imagine that'll lead straight up to the keep, would it?
Only one way to find out. And Eleni getting out of the boat, she's got a little swagger to her step. She's got a little pep. Suddenly, she went from a night of moping to standing back straight and shoulders squared. She feels this deception that she can do anything. And she's going to go check that door for traps.
Okay, roll me an investigation check.
It's not good. 4.
Man, it's really rusted. It's just crusted with rust and other sort of debris. You imagine that when it gets high tide, that this place probably fills up. So there's kind of barnacles and stuff on the door as well.
Gross.
Yeah, it smells very much like low tide in here.
Yuck.
But no, there's no traps that you can really see. I mean,
I don't believe you. Olenia's gonna look back at Ceres and say, well, surely you have a lockpick tool. Olenia has her own. She's not using it, and she's stepping back from the door a little.
Cyrus will go and he'll sort of examine the lock, and he will kind of take out his lockpick and he'll do a little roll. You guys can hear the click of the lock of it unlocking. And he goes to give it a pull, and it sort of just does not budge. It's rusted shut.
Dang it.
I can punch it open. I don't think I can. Can I try?
Sure.
I want to kick that bitch open. Okay. That's gonna be a 17. Because I'm very strong.
Aleph, the bottom of your foot connects with the door, and you can see the frame buckle. And you're thinking, maybe one more hit. Roll me another one.
I'm gonna back up further as she does this.
I am very strong. 21.
The second hit is even harder, and the door, despite the fact it very clearly opens outward, swings inward off the hinges. And
I fixed it.
silence. There is it looks as though there is a staircase that leads up. You're not sure quite how far. It seems it goes up a little bit, and then there's a landing, and then you imagine it probably continues up, spiraling up for some time. You're not quite sure how far, though.
Lenya's gonna start stealthing.
Okay.
I'm assuming I just got another nat 20. Holy shit.
She's so sneaky.
I am the knight. For a total of 25.
Okay. Are you sneaking up the stairs to kind of gauge what's ahead?
Yeah, and yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You go up and you come to a landing, and this place it's musty in here. This is clearly a place that has not been in use. Just hello. And you go and you look and you peer around, and there's another flight of stairs and then another landing.
Okay, Lenya scurries back down and tells the party this. Well,
You reckon this leads right up to the keep then?
I
It
would
would be
imagine.
below it. Cyrus is gonna kind of take the lead as he travels up, and he'll sort of look back at you guys, sort of signaling you all to follow after him.
Yeah, I'm assuming I don't lose my sneak.
No, so we're gonna be doing a couple of stealth checks, but right now I'm gonna say that one was successful, so you will not have to make it while you're traversing through the stairway.
Okay.
Is everyone else going? Is everyone else sneaking?
Yeah. God, I
Yeah.
wish I could have gotten adamantine armor.
Howie.
Okay. My lowest is 13.
Okay.
12.
There's a little bit of clanking coming from Aleph. Neck. Similarly, you hear the rattling of bones kind of coming from him with each step he takes. However, it is quiet around you, and you don't see any doors as you travel up the first 2, 3, 4 flights of stairs. So you imagine that for right now, there's no one around. And as you go up another couple of flights, you come upon another door. This one isn't quite as rusted, not as quite closed as the other one was. No barnacles on this one that seem to maybe prohibit you from opening it. Just a normal metal door. What would you like to do?
Check for traps.
Go ahead.
That's much better. 13 total.
No traps. You trace the seam of it around the door frame. You trace the seam on the inside. You look at the doorknob as well as the lock, and you're not seeing any sort of mechanism that might set off a trap.
Is it locked?
You try it.
Yeah, I'll try it.
Door swings open.
Put my head around.
You look around
Easy.
and you seem to be in some sort of storage area. And it seems there's some crates piled up. You can smell sort of rotting food. Maybe this place kind of has been forgotten, a forgotten storage area in the keep, below the keep. And then there's another very simple wooden door that leads out somewhere else.
Okay.
You do have to kind of move some of the crates a little bit as well, because it looks like the crates have been piled up almost in front of the door. giving you enough access to open it, but not quite enough access to open it all the way. So Saris and Neck would probably have a little bit of a hard time moving through. It's because they're a little larger.
Be smaller, idiots.
Can
Our next try.
can I squeeze through and start and move these like little boxes out of the way?
Yeah. Aleph, do you want to try and squeeze through as well and help her?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna
I'll
have
try
you
to-
guys just roll me strength checks with advantage because you're helping each other.
Okay.
Oh, okay. For sure, dude. 7.
Okay, Aleph.
24.
Olenya, you start to move a box and you're like, actually, I don't do manual labor. So you sort of step aside and Aleph very easily just lifts up the crate that you were struggling with and moves it to the side just enough.
Olenya supervises and she's like, no, over there, a little bit more to the left. There you go.
And Saris and Neck have enough room to come into the storage area. You see a wooden door. You're not quite sure where it leads out to. What would you like to do?
If you can check it, I'll open it.
Olenya.
Olenya will check it. That is a 20. It's a dirty 20.
Okay. You again check the door, check the seams, check the doorknob, the lock. Nothing. And honestly, as you're kind of moving through, you're like, maybe like you're kind of like, why would they trap a door that leads to an basically empty storage area that they've kind of forgotten about? And you kind of give the okay to Aleph to open the door.
Mm-hmm. Olenya's not. She's not taking any chances.
Okay.
Opening that door.
The first thing that you note is you're in a dungeon of some kind. There are cells that line the walls, and you could hear a deep rumble. And as you look down, it's basically a long hall, and there are cells on either side. I would say probably 6 on each side for a total of about 12 cells. And then on the end of the hall, you see a single guard. They are leaned back against the wall in a rickety wooden chair. Their chin is sort of forward on their chest. And you realize that that rumbling noise is them snoring. They are asleep. This place stinks. This place stinks like body odor and piss and shit, and it's an assault onto your senses as soon as you open that door.
That is not good. And she sees the guard. Now, I do believe that some of us are able to sneak past him, although others, perhaps not so much.
Okay. What would you like to do?
That's a great question. I would love to be able to tell you what I would like to do. I would like to use my doodle bob, my pack boon.
Okay. Please let everyone know what that is.
It's the crown, and I am summoning a magical companion, magical servant, if you will. I'm not going to use him. I just want him to hang out in case we need to use him. It is the consort.
What does that look like?
The consort is this beautiful manifestation of Olenya, actually. It looks just like Olenya. That's crazy.
Very on brand, honestly.
Truly, but much more ethereal, if you could imagine that being possible. And it sort of just is like floating with her. And it can charm a person.
Okay.
Or enthrall.
Okay.
So it's just my failsafe, but I'm gonna try and sneak past him. But Elenia's gonna look at Aleph and say, "Keep close to me, thank you."
So I'm gonna have anyone who is trying to sneak, please roll a stealth.
22.
A 14?
Okay.
19.
I'm fucked.
All right. So, as you guys are creeping through, within the cells, you see a few people. A man is curled up in the corner of one, head buried into his knees. He seems like he's almost talking to himself, muttering to himself. A woman lays motionless on scraps of hay and cloth. That seems to be some form of a bed. In another, there is no rise and fall of her chest. She's dead, most likely. A display of how well taken care of the prisoners are within the keep. And as you creep in further, you see a drow man. Familiar. He sits with his back against the wall, eyes barely open, staring ahead of him. Orphan Sitnamore is the shell of the man he was. Impossibly thin, he looks decades older now. Neck, you see your father sitting in the cell. You hear a little as the guard sort of gets a little hiccup in his snore, but remains motionless still as he resumes.
Do you want me to release him?
Next, I want my father safe.
Neck, with your voice, hearing your voice, you see your father's head just snap up. And he'll stand shakily to his feet and stumble closer to the bars of the cell. And he sees you, and there's a glimmer of hope in his eyes as he regards you, his son. And he opens his mouth as if to speak, but remembers. And in the dim light of the dungeon, you can see the hunk of carved-off tongue, a crude cut as though it was done with a dulled knife.
It's just the 2 guards?
There's one sitting at the end of the hall.
I feel like uncharacteristic Neck might be making an appearance here, boys. How strong does the person look?
The
Like
guard,
the
they look like a simple guard. I mean, they're a little round around the waist. It's likely that they're on this on dungeon duty for a reason. They're clearly sleeping, which it doesn't feel like they probably take their job that seriously to begin with.
Neck, you like as soon as he sees that his father's tongue is missing, he is going to 4th level Scorching Ray the guard.
Okay, roll it.
Which that'll be. That'll be 5 rays.
Okay.
The lowest to hit is a 16.
That hits. All of them hit then.
I didn't expect to need this many D4s, brother, or D6s, brother. Fuck it, I can do it with 5. That is 34 damage.
The guard doesn't even wake up as the entire body is incinerated in an instant with each successive scorching ray that you hit it with. And all that's left is the melted armor that he was wearing and a single silver tooth.
Neck will then try to make his way towards the cell.
Your father is standing there, gaunt. You have never, like, your father is a big, broad man. You have never seen him looking so frail in your life, and it is a staunch reality. It's a wake-up call of how fickle life is, how frail being immortal is. And Cyrus will go and he'll begin to pick the lock very easily, and it clicks open. And Cyrus will look at you, Neck. I can take him back down, ferry him to someone who can take him out of the city.
Neck just like looks up, and he is just sobbing. And then he'll look at his dad and just be like, "I'm sorry. I'll get your tongue back, and they will pay. I'm sorry."
You feel the calloused hands of your father, and this is familiar. The calloused hands of your father's fingertips pressed to your cheeks in the same way that your mother had on your parting goodbye just days earlier. And you look in his eyes and you know that there is no forgiveness to be had. There is no forgiveness to be given in this moment. Because he would do this all over again for you if it meant protecting you, protecting his son. He would give much more than just his tongue to ensure your safety. And Cyrus will lead him back out the way you all came.
Nick will, like, right before he, like, leaves, he's just like, nothing more can happen to him. Get him out safely.
Cyrus nods. And you can see your father sort of stumbling a bit, and Cyrus is very quick to put an arm around his waist, throw an arm over his own shoulder to support him as he leads him down, and you watch as they disappear back into the storage room, and you could hear the sort of unsteady footsteps as they descend back down the stairs. And it's now just you three once more. And this is where I think is a good time to take our break.
You suck!
Okay.
We will be right back, guys. Give us a tight 10. We'll take a nice little tight 10, and we will see you guys in a little moment. Goodbye! Oh, that was like a really nice transition audio-wise. I'm very pleased with that. Hello, guys. We're back. Welcome back. Hello, Artie. We resume our story with Neck having just completely incinerated a guard and freed his father, who has been trapped here in the dungeons of Dullahan's Keep for likely months now. His tongue has been cut off rather crudely, and Saris has volunteered to take Neck's father to safety. What would you all like to do?
Can we keep going up?
Yeah. There is a single stairway to the left of where the guard was sitting. That seems to lead up.
I would like to take the silver tooth
Okay.
and just pocket that for funsies.
Your Devon is showing.
And then I've got teeth earrings today, so and yeah, and then keep boot scooting boogie. And I'm still checking for traps and still whatnot. You want another roll?
First, before you do that, you hear Dullahan's voice in your head as you pass by. This one, it's like an arch, but there's just brick. There's not like an actual doorway as you're going up the stairs. Push on the wall.
She'll do that.
And where this arch is, you push, and it seems to be a door. And you see more stairs leading in the other way.
I think she'll ask Dullahan, "Where are you taking me?"
Where you need to go.
She'll continue on, and she'll go up the stairs she just found.
You all travel up these stairs, and they seem to... You could hear, sort of, as you were going up the stairs originally, the original stairs leading out of the dungeon, you could hear sort of idle chatter. You imagine that it might lead up to, like, the barracks or where more guards would be posted, but as you delve into this hidden passageway, you walk down a little bit before going up some more stairs, and it seems to lead in the opposite direction, and it's quiet, it's silent. If there are... Already just moved really quickly, it scared me. If there are any people in these passageways, they are very quiet. So you might anticipate that this is maybe a passageway that not many people know about within the castle.
Interesting.
And as you are walking, you come to... you probably go up another 2 or 3 flights of stairs, and you are met with a solid wall in front of you.
I think she'll ask Dullahan then, "Now what?"
Press the wall,
She'll do so.
and it'll sort of creak open. And when you peek out, you realize that you are in the keep proper. Probably one of the lower floors. You know that the throne room, which is where you're anticipating you might need to go to, is about 5 floors up.
I think she'll look back to Neck and Aleph. I think we have a long way up, but...
The halls are empty. You are now like in the halls of the keep. It's eerily empty here. Quiet. You spot just down the hallway, there's another flight of stairs that might lead you upstairs. There's rooms on any side that all seem to be shut. What would you like to do?
I think Olenya goes for those stairs.
I would like everyone to roll me a stealth check.
It's a 19.
19.
I'm gonna use one of my advantages.
Roll 8 total.
How many times can I use my advantages?
Only once on a roll.
Okay, so I'm gonna stick with the 12.
Neck. As you are exiting out of the hidden passage, there is a little sort of table next to, just on the wall, you know, for decoration. It's got a couple of vases. You knock into one of them. And the table sort of knocks against the wall, and there is a vase on there that looks like it's beginning to teeter off. I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw to try and catch it.
As I go to try and catch it, can I also send my familiar along the ground to maybe just try and like catch it in case I fail? That it'll just hit off of him.
Yes, but you're going to lose your familiar if it hits him.
Okay. So dex save.
It's a little rat, yeah.
That's a 7.
The vase. Roll me a dex save for the rat.
That's what I imagine the rat's doing.
18
Oh,
something.
Okay.
His
The-
rat family.
God, the little rat is truly the MVP in this situation. I wanted to throw some guards at you guys. The vase falls, and you just hear the little as the rat catches the vase in its little rat hands. And it looks up at you. One of its eyeballs sort of falls out of the socket. This is a zombie rat. It's not a normal rat.
Yeah, I'll pick up the base and
And then
Oh.
he's going to scurry back onto you.
perfect. I'll like pet wherever he ends up.
You pet him. He's kind of on your shoulder. You pet him. A little bit of skin peels off underneath your nail as you're giving him a scratch.
I
Oh,
imagine
hell
he's
yeah.
wet.
Yeah, he's very moist. He kind
Gross.
of makes like squelching noises when he...
Yeah,
Moves or
moves.
does
Sounds a
anything.
little goopy.
Yeah,
Gross.
but luckily, due to the rat, the vase did not shatter on the floor, and you guys can traverse towards the stairway. And you begin to walk up these stairs to the second floor. I'm going to have you roll me another stealth check.
Well, boys, good luck.
I just got another nat 20. These dice, man. Hot dice. I'm the night. I am the darkness. I am the shadow. You hear a shoof of her clothing, and that's it. Nothing else.
22.
22?
Uh,
Aleph?
It's gonna be a solid 8.
Aleph, your foot gets stuck under one of the runners in the hall. And I'm going to allow both Olenya and Neck roll me a dex saving throw to catch you before you fall and clatter to the ground. And a vase is about to fall.
I got so many fucking vases in this place.
Set a dex save to try and
Yeah.
catch.
I get
Nat 20
14.
for 23.
I got 14.
14. Okay. Olenya, you grab Aleph's wrist, but she is not necessarily... She's heavier than you are. Just mostly because of her armor. Her armor gives her quite a bit of weight, And you can feel yourself, you grab her, and then you feel yourself sort of kind of getting pulled with her as she stumbles. But luckily, Neck will reach out and grab her by the back scruff of her armor and pull her upright. Excuse me. You see a woman peeking out of the doorway, dressed as though she might be a servant of some kind.
Why? Hello.
They said that we were to be in our rooms for the rest of the night. Shouldn't be out.
We're headed there right now, darling.
I don't, think I quite recognize you. Are you from...
I'm from the court of, Solaris, of course. Visiting.
You see her sort of eyes lighten up, and she's a young girl, you know, still's got a little bit of chub to her cheeks, probably not quite past her teen years. Curly hair pulled back. Oh, I heard it's really nice down there. Oh, I'm so sorry. You should hurry. The guards have been patrolling every so often, so you don't want... They've been terribly mean about making sure everyone's staying in their rooms.
Thank you, darling. Go on now.
And she will sort of close the door. A very soft click.
Well, in your boot scooting boogies.
Okay. You guys make it to the 3rd floor. I need you to roll me a stealth check.
I got a 15 total.
Okay.
Don't fuck up, guys.
These vases, bro.
Leaving
That's
a
a
trail
fucking-
of broken vases in your wake.
Can I give them advantage by, like, telling them or, like, showing them how to be stealthy?
No.
It's an 8.
Damn.
8 total?
It's a
Caleb?
18.
18. And you got a 15, Alenia?
Yeah.
As you are going up to the 3rd floor, perhaps a little bit more confident in your strides as you have successfully snuck through a lot of the keep so far between the dungeon. Well, I don't know if scorching a guard alive constitutes sneaking, but through the dungeon and up through the first 2 floors. You forgot to check to make sure that the coast was clear as you round the corner and see 2 guards walking directly towards you.
I don't want to use any spells. I don't want to use any spells. Oh wait, I have my guy, my little guy. I would like to use my servant to try and enthrall one.
Okay. You hear, they spot you. They very clearly see you as they're walking. Hey, you!
Can I quickly ask Neck? Give me the name of like a powerful man in this place. Just
Ogun
like-
is the first one that you think of.
Ergen, great, perfect.
Let's see here. I guess I'm gonna try and enthrall it.
Okay.
I guess it's a charisma save.
Our
I think.
guards.
Let me make sure.
Probably a
I was
wisdom.
gonna say, do you have to use a spell for that? Like a
No,
slot?
it's the pact magic.
It's okay, cool.
So it's just like an action.
It is a wisdom saving throw.
That is going to be a 2.
Okay, so it fails badly. And it's enthralled with this consort, this like ethereal version of Alenia.
Yeah, you see the one your little consort walk up and sort of hips swaying, and you see the one guard sort of he stops mid-stride and he goes, whoa. He kind of sways as he watches her walk up to him, and the consort will sort of, with a single finger, gesture across his chest. And his buddy will be like, hey, snap out of it. What are you doing? And then he'll look back towards you guys.
So my enthrall worked but didn't work?
It worked on the one.
One's enthralled. Okay.
One is enthralled.
Can
Can you enthrall more than one?
It doesn't say no, but it also doesn't say yes. So I'm going to say no.
Okay.
But while it's enthralled, can I command it to do something?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have the consort, command the one she's enthralled to attack his friend.
You watch as the consort leans in. Kill him. And without missing a beat, the guard will turn towards his friend, sword drawn, and swing on him.
Olenya's just gonna watch.
That is going to be exactly enough to hit. And that is going to be 7 points of damage. You watch as he actually has a spear. He takes the spear and runs it through the other guard's gut. And there is just shock on his face as he stumbles backwards, spear still embedded in his abdomen. And the other guard looks to you guys almost like help. As he falls to the ground, blood is now pooling under his body as he doesn't quite know what to do. He knows he shouldn't take the spear out, but he's very clearly going to be bleeding out and dying here soon. What would you like to do?
Move past him.
The guard will move.
No, I mean,
you guys are moving?
moving past. I'm letting that situation handle itself.
Do you guys stop to watch what happens?
I'm gonna go with no, I guess. If Elenia's moving, Nick will just follow along.
As you guys move past to continue up the stairs, you hear the squelch of a blade being pulled from a body. And then you hear the other guards say, no. And then another just sickening tear of flesh as a gurgle bubbles up. And silence.
Olenya sort of cringes at herself in this moment and what she's just done. But keeps moving.
Okay. 4th floor. Stealth checks.
Yeah, okay. $24.
Okay.
That's a nat 20.
Oh my
I'm
god.
So sneaky. Oh my
Aelin.
god.
Is the night?
For a 21, might I add.
Amazing.
Neck?
Don't fuck up, Neck.
18.
It seems that you all have finally managed to figure out how to sneak properly as you deftly make your way through the hall towards the stairs to the final floor where you know the throne room is. And as you're making your way, I want you to roll me a perception check.
19 total.
21 total.
Aleph.
That's a nat 20 for a 21.
Oh my gosh, she's on fire.
I'm on fire. I ate shit
She
twice.
goes sicko mode.
Crazy.
All of you,
Besitos.
There was a nagging feeling in the back of your head as you've been moving your way through the keep. Something wrong, something weird, something off. And as you get closer, as you get to the second floor, you noted that the hair on your body was standing on end, and there's goosebumps that were prickling up your spine like the air had been electrified. And as you got to the third floor, you realized that you were tasting something rotten on your tongue. And it caused your lips to curl and a little bit of bile to rise in the back of your throat. And as you come to the landing on the 5th floor, it's almost suffocating now and bearing down on you all, an invisible weight as though gravity has been increased. And each step almost hurts. And at the end of the hall, waiting as though they were expecting you, is a masked figure dressed in dark cloaks. Aleph, you recognize this person. This is the man the Ring of Ash had brokered for information about your son. He stands there, arms behind his back, head tilted. And I would like everyone to roll me a history check. Neck, I would like you to roll me a history check with advantage.
Nat 20 for 28.
Okay.
23.
Okay.
Not 23. 13.
Oh, you can do math. I believe you.
19?
Okay. I'm going to say Aleph and Neck. You would recognize now, Aleph, as you're seeing him standing here. You remember talks of the queens having spy masters. Two people, one for each queen, who had networks built in order to root out problems, in order to spy on the common folk, in order to play the game that is politics here in Tirfian. Neck.
Real quick, it should have been a 30, not a 28.
Okay. It doesn't do anything because it's a nat 20 anyway. Neck. This man goes by the Unseen. He is the spy master for Queen Neve. You don't know much about him. You know that he is quite appropriately named the Unseen. You've not really ever seen him in person. You've only heard whispers of his existence. But he regards you all with a tilt of his head as though curious. I commend you all for getting this far. And his voice is deep, and you can see the gleams of his eyes beneath the mask, taking each of you in. What will you do when you reach your destination?
What we must.
He looks to Aleph and Neck, waiting their answers as well. Silence. Nothing. You're here for just a quick spell, a little hop-in. No ambition. Nothing to fight for.
Neck will just look at him. I have plenty to fight for.
I don't know what we'll see up there, so flying by the seat of my pants, I suppose.
You imagine him raising his eyebrows at that. You know, the wheels are already in motion. Surely you feel it. And you do. You feel that electricity licking up your spine.
You know that they're crazy, right?
He laughs. Oh, I know it better than most.
So you can empathize with our plight here.
I can. But I'm not about to back a loser in this fight. Do you think you will win?
I think that you will find the most unexpected in the corners of the most unlikely.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Ooh. Okay. 25 total.
Confident.
My benefactor makes me so.
Well then. Let's hope you don't make a fool of me. And with a tilt of his head, he steps to the side.
Olenia walks past him.
At the end of the hall, there's a large set of doors, gilded, opulent to the point that it is ridiculous. And you can hear the thrum of magic now. And it vibrates against your ears, and it's uncomfortable. Olenia, you can feel Doulahan's excitement through your tether to him. A buzzing of sick satisfaction, a trickle of nostalgia. Stand before the doors.
I think Olenia takes one handle on one side and looks to Aleph and Nak. This is it. Do or die.
Let's do this.
Aleph is gonna shoot one more prayer to my ladies upstairs and
Sky Mommy.
Sky Mommies. No blood magic. Okay, I can do that. Almost as if she's like hyping herself.
Just leave the spell casting to Nak and I, and you'll be just fine.
I do get hit a lot, so please remember to take care of me.
Of course. I think Olenia will nod to the other handle for Aleph to take it. Shall we?
I grab the other handle and I pull.
Yep, Olenia does at the same time.
You are met with the throne room of Doulahan's keep. Even more opulent than the doorway that sat before it. There are columns that lead down a long room. An arcane light beats like a heart at the center. People have gathered around a circle of inscribed runes on the floor, and there is a mirror at the center. You can see the artifacts you had painstakingly hunted for, laid out. Two people stand opposite of each other in the circle, two identical people. The Diaga sisters are beautiful. Dark hair swept back into intricate braids, even darker eyes stare at their reflection, wide-eyed and manic as grins start to form on their faces. Around them stand 6 other people outside of the circle, watching. The Court of Mirrors, you realize, the inner circle. You recognize Ogun, standing there still nursing wounds from your fight nearly 2 weeks ago, gripping at the pommel of his sword. Another older gentleman with graying hair stands there, eyebrows furrowed as he watches on. A younger man with pale hair and pale eyes appears bored as he watches. An older woman with skin pulled taut and dressed in furs watches on with calculated eyes. A younger man with dark skin and white glazed over eyes fidgets with the sleeves of his robes. The final person is a tiefling woman, red-skinned and eyes a wide gold staring, but not looking at the scene before her. And as you enter, all eyes flicker to you all. Oh, the heroes come, the heroes come. Twins echo each other. Manic. There's a frenzy in their eyes as they look at you. The usurper. Wannabe.
I'm no hero more than you are. But I will kill you. Both.
You watch as Ogun and the older man, who you now realize is Callahan, the former King Regent, step forward. And the queens giggle, and it's unsettling because it sounds like little girl giggling, not grown women. It sounds off-putting. Can't stop this. Already started. Don't you see? We have to do this. Our blood right.
Perhaps you think that. But perhaps you don't quite understand what you're doing.
Oh no, we understand perfectly. Do you know what happens to us? Do you know what will happen to us if we don't do this? We've been cursed from the day that we've been born.
And who cursed your lineage? Who did that to you?
First Queen, when she used her blood, bind the Fae. She cursed us. She cursed her entire bloodline. We did not ask for this. We did not want this.
And tell me, do you know the name of the Fae King?
There is a sharp look in their eyes. What do you know of him?
Oh, I know much of the Fae King. I know the way his hands roam. I know what he likes to be whispered to him in the dark of the night. I know his power. What do you know of him? Nothing. And what does that make you but pretenders yourself?
And you'll watch as, in unison, they pull out knives. I'll show you what pretenders we are. And they're going to slit their wrists. We're going to watch as blood drips onto the circle. And it's instantaneous. An explosion, and you're all at the epicenter. You're nearly knocked over from the force that hits you like a wall. In the distance, you can hear crying, screaming. And you think for a moment, that wasn't so bad. You're all right, you're still standing. And then the second ripple hits you, and it's even harder. And this one knocks you all over, and you scramble to right yourselves as you're pushed back several feet, sliding against the marble floor. There is fire in your veins as they ignite. It's disorienting. And you feel so powerful and yet so weak. And your vision turns hazy, and the screaming is like background noise. A sickeningly sweet taste sticks to your tongue, and your eyes focus just enough to watch as the queens turn back to look at you. Still standing, smirking. disappearing into the mirror that is now alight with arcane magic. And that's where we're going to end today.
Dang it. Crazy.
Crazy. Congratulations. The seal is now broken.
Does that mean I get to meet my evil boyfriend for real now?
Definitely getting closer.
It's very exciting.
It also means that you all have leveled up.
Woohoo!
Wahoo!
2 levels.
Yahoo!
The veil has unleashed a lot of magic on the world. So, have fun with that.
Don't worry, besitos para Dulahan.
All right, guys, we're going to go around. Tell us who you are, what you got going on. We'll start with Jay.
No. Hi,
Okay.
I'm Jay. I'm at the Yellow Cues on all social media, and I play Ayla Sansei for exactly 2 more sessions. And then I'll probably be playing another character, which, you know, fun. But for now, you can find me here. And that's about it. And I think there's other projects coming into fruition soon, but we'll see. That's
Joel.
Joel Necktie Circle.
Bones.
Hi, I'm Little Bones 309, indie gamer, Twitch streamer, favorite slot. And tonight you can catch me over on Bones After Dark, my late night stream where we play a horror game late at night. And we've got big preparations for October. I've got a lot of games that I'm in. And most importantly for Bones and Bones World, we've got 23 horror games on a spreadsheet to get through. They're all indie games. Some of them are 3 minutes long, some of them are 30 minutes long, some of them are 6 hours long. So check that out. Keep an eye
Be fun
out
for Bones.
It's gonna be so much fun for Bones. We're gonna play so many horror games. Bones loves horror games, just loves playing them. They're fun. Anyway, that's what I got going on. And I'll off tomorrow. I'm going to Creep's house.
Hi guys, I'm Myriad. This is my channel. We do a myriad of things on this channel, including art, variety gaming, as well as TTRPG content. Yes, like we said, we have 2 more episodes of All We've Lost before the end of the series. So things are quickly going to be developing, which is why we give the players a little something before we unleash hell upon them. And tomorrow I will be live. We'll be playing. We finished Dragon Age 2, so we're moving on to Dragon Age Inquisition. So we'll be starting that tomorrow. So that's me going to be sobbing consistently over Dragon Age. And then coming up in the next 2 weeks, we will have my Kids on Bikes mini-series, which features all of these guys, as well as a new player to the channel. I'm not going to say who yet, though. But it's going to be fun. It's going to be spooky. Very excited for that. We got some other stuff coming up. I don't know what's going on this week. I haven't worked out my schedule. But thank you guys for hanging out. Do we have anyone we can raid? Anyone doing stuff?
Do you want a suggestion?
Yeah, give me a suggestion.
Gigi's streaming. Herbs is streaming.
Oh, we'll go raid in the Herbs.
Good old Herbs. Herbs. That's how he talks. Everybody say, hi, Herbs.
Herbs. We will, we're gonna raid in Herbs. Looks like he's playing some Warhammer. Thank you guys for hanging out. We will be back next week with the penultimate? Is that the second to last episode? Penultimate chapter of All We've Lost, where we will see what has happened with everyone. Thank you guys for hanging out, and we'll see you guys later. Everyone say goodbye!
Besitos! Para ti!